Did you know that the word mesmerize, which today means to captivate or deeply fascinate someone, actually comes from the name of a real doctor from the 18th century? Today, in English, if we say the audience was mesmerized, we mean that the audience was so fascinated that they could not look away. But the story of this word begins in 18th century Austria. At that time, a physician named Franz Anton Mesmer was practicing medicine. Mesmer believed that the human body contained an invisible force. He called this force animal magnetism. According to his theory, diseases occurred when this natural energy became unbalanced. Mesmer believed he could restore this balance by using magnets, hand movements, and intense concentration. During his treatment sessions, patients sometimes entered unusual states. Some felt deep relaxation. Others seemed to fall into a trance-like condition, and some even believed their illnesses had improved. Gradually, Mesmer's method became widely known. People began saying that Mesmer could place patients into a strange hypnotic state. However, many scientists of the time were skeptical. In 1784, a scientific commission in France was formed to investigate Mesmer's methods. One of the members of this commission was the famous scientist Benjamin Franklin. After conducting experiments, the commission concluded that the effects of Mesmer's treatment were probably caused by suggestion and imagination rather than by a real magnetic force. Even so, Mesmer's name had already become famous. Over time, his name turned into a verb. The word mesmerize began to mean to place someone into a trance or to capture someone's full attention. Today, when we say that something mesmerized us, we usually mean that it was so fascinating that we could not stop watching or listening. For example, someone might say, "The dancer's performance mesmerized the audience." In other words, the performance completely captivated them. So a word that we now use to describe deep fascination actually comes from the name of a doctor whose unusual ideas about invisible forces once caused great curiosity and controversy, and it is another fascinating example of how a person's name can eventually become a common word in a language